Namaste, friends. This is Elle with Sacred Union Tarot, and I'm going to do our daily spiritual sapience. I missed yesterday. Sorry, I was gone all day and just unexpectedly busy. So, I missed our whole reading for, actually it was today, yes, yesterday. So this reading is for October 20th with a full moon happening. Intense energy of this full moon, very different energy than what I normally experience with full moons. So it's going right along with some of the shifts that some of our readings have been indicating. So I don't know if you're experiencing this shift of energy, but I am. And it definitely feels like more of a fifth dimension. Just enlightened. Things are starting to make sense. There we go. I don't know. It's interesting energy. It feels like a very spiritually powerful growth phase. So let's get started on this reading with the Rumi Oracle, Arise. I think that's the third time in a row we have gotten this. I'm just going to pull out, it's number 13 card. Feels like this is just a long process of leaving the despair of the 3D dimension. Some of the things that happen in our world seem to try and keep dragging us down, and people, toxic energies, it's almost like we're just struggling to break free of that. And this is to give us hope that we are light beings, and that we are ascending, and sometimes there's a period of where you feel like you're just in a stagnancy because you don't see that you're making a lot of progress, but you truly are. Can you sense that before you is a great being of light, a greater pathway opening up? This is truth, blazing angel, this is truth. Take the step. So easy it is when the light of the heart is felt within, reminding you of your own divine nature. The world is here for you to experience so that you may realize divinity in its majesty, mystery, and love, more so than ever. All serves that sacred purpose to embrace it. Find your faith, be at peace. Know that no matter what appears to be, all is well. You are so loved, it cannot even begin to be translated sufficiently into words, but it can be transmitted from my heart to yours, just as the sun catches dried tinder and sets it aflame. This oracle comes with a message. Arise. You have been downtrodden for long enough now. Perhaps you have been feeling defeated, put upon, underestimated, or walked over in mind, body, or spirit by others or your own doubts and fears. Enough. You are now liberated through the hope in your heart, the defiant optimism that buoys your spirit and demands that you shall always have your dawn. You shall rise like the sun and begin anew now. Step up. It is your time. And that's what the energy feels like. This shift is like the stepping up of being in a new energy, away from the despair, away from the downtrodden feelings of, I want to say, being abused, taken advantage of in that sense. That people, lower toxic energetic people have taken a toll on you. And now is the time to break free from that. So let's see what, I'm using the Somnio Tarot. I know I've changed my decks. I was using the Lost Tarot of Nostradamus exclusively, but the energy of this deck brings something to the spiritual sapience. So, oops, I'm going to have to take that. Top card, Knight of Cups. We've seen him in almost every spiritual sapience reading, and the Arise card. So there's definitely a message here. I'm going to actually This energy is expressive. That's the cup pouring out. Somebody's just purging their emotions, expressing their emotions all of a sudden, but yet they're shielding themselves, they're protecting themselves because it makes them vulnerable. So that may be you, it may be someone else, but it's time to just speak your truth, your emotional truth, what you are committed to as knowing at this point in your ascension, your truth, your authentic being needs to speak. Strength. And in this card, it looks as though this figure, it feels like a feminine figure, is just about at her wit's end. And she's just trying to find the strength. And I think this card came out with this Arise card too, because they were both very similar. There is just a persistent message here that this time of being downtrodden is over. It is time to rise up into your ascended, authentic being and express yourself authentically. Don't hide your truth, even if it makes you feel vulnerable. That's the message. That's what it feels like. And then we have the Eight of Swords and the Seven of Cups together. We have two eights. And then the Seven of Cups being, the Eight of Swords is being kind of allowing the kind of the chatter in the world around you, keeping you trapped. People's expectations of you keeping you trapped. The energy that these kind of lower vibration toxic people have been taking from you. And if you see that this is the same person, and both on their knees, both absolutely feeling definitely downtrodden and definitely overwhelmed, and just had enough. But now you have an option. Your choice is to break free of this and speak your authentic truth. What I'm hearing is if somebody is just at that point of you've had enough of the way they've taken advantage of you, then just speak it. Just say, okay, I'm done. Just have the strength and the fortitude to speak it. This is the Knight of Wands. So we have two knights. So you haven't really taken your power. You haven't really stepped into your power. I was just looking in the book if there were any clues as to the symbolism. It just feels like the energy of express yourself, speak your truth. And this feels as though the Knight of Wands for me is usually very spontaneous, but I don't get the feeling out of this card of spontaneity. It's almost like you're going to have to light your own way. This might be something that you're inspired to do because of these feelings. You've just had enough. Look at there are three feminine figures on their knees and two masculine figures on horses. It just feels like it's time. It's time to let your authentic self speak. Your authentic self has been squelched. And it has become a very heavy burden. It's almost in a hopelessness. Okay, so now we have the Nine of Wands which is that really heaven burnt. And look, see here the candle? He's holding the candles here. There's some candles here, and this person is just walking away. The one with the umbrella. You've spoken your truth, and then you're just like, I'm done. I'm walking away from this. No longer will this captivate me. And then your transformation. Again, another figure on a horse. So taking this step of speaking your truth and then moving on into a higher vibration and environment, and allowing yourself to shed some of these lower vibration toxic environments and people. I'm going to pull one more card. It's going to help transform you into this, the higher vibration of hope. Your authentic self. You're shedding your old shell. The moon. And I like how he's crawling up. This is your ascension ladder. You're crawling up out of this lower vibration energy. And it might be maybe with the full moon that this is what you're doing. You're releasing. You're just releasing yourself from this quagmire. This is definitely a quagmire. And you've felt trapped in this quagmire, and you've had options, but you weren't ever inspired to take them. But now is time for you to speak let your authentic self speak, and then make the adjustment. This is a huge adjustment of releasing yourself from lower vibration energies. We have 213 cards here. This is the transformation. You're coming out of this lower density into a higher density, and that feels like what this shift is. 6 of Cups. That is my soulmate card. That is my soul connection card. This may then lead you to a higher vibration to connect with your twin or your really powerful soulmate. I'm going to leave it there. Namaste.